On the night of May 14, 2008, a 19-year-old college student named Brandon Swanson vanished into thin air. He wasn't lost in a remote wilderness or a sprawling city. He disappeared from the quiet, flat farmlands of southwestern Minnesota while on the phone with his own parents. His case remains one of the most perplexing and haunting missing person stories in recent memory. Brandon was finishing his first year at Minnesota West Community and Technical College. On that fateful evening, he was celebrating the end of the spring semester with friends at parties in nearby towns. Around midnight, he began the 30-mile drive home to Marshall, a route he knew well. But somewhere along the way, he took a wrong turn. Just before 2 a.m., Brandon's car slid into a ditch. He was uninjured but stuck. He did what any of us would do. He called his parents, Brian and Annette, for help. He told them he thought he was near the town of Lind and that he was going to start walking towards what he believed were the town-esque lights. He stayed on the phone with them, trying to guide them to his location. Brian and Annette drove around, flashing their lights and honking, but they couldn't find him. For 47 agonizing minutes, Brandon described his surroundings. He mentioned walking on a gravel road, passing fences and hearing water. At one point, he shouted an expletive and the line went dead. That was the last time anyone ever heard from Brandon Swanson. The time was 2:27 a.m. His parents continued searching, calling his phone repeatedly, but he never answered again. It wasn't until the next morning that the case took an even stranger turn. Using cell phone tower data, authorities located Brandon's car. It wasn't near Lind, as he had believed. It was discovered 25 miles away, near a field between Taunton and Porter. He was completely disoriented. This meant his entire 47-minute phone call was based on a flawed sense of direction. He wasn't walking towards the lights of Lind. He was walking deeper into a rural, unlit landscape. An extensive search began immediately. Hundreds of volunteers, law enforcement officers and search dogs scoured a 122-square-mile area. They followed the path a police dog tracked from his car, which led them for several miles along a gravel road, past an abandoned farm, and then along the bank of the Yellow Medicine River before the scent disappeared. Despite dragging the river and searching countless acres, they found no sign of Brandon, not a single article of clothing, not his cell phone, not his keys. So what happened? The most widely accepted theory is accidental death. Disoriented and possibly suffering from hypothermia, Brandon may have accidentally fallen into the Yellow Medicine River. The river was running high and fast that night, and the cold water would have been unforgiving. It's possible his body was carried far downstream and has never been recovered. However, other theories persist. Some speculate about foul play, suggesting he might have encountered someone on that dark country road. But with no evidence of a struggle or any known enemies, this theory remains pure speculation. The abrupt end to the phone call is chilling, but it could have been caused by him falling or dropping his phone in water. Brandon's disappearance left a lasting legacy beyond the heartbreak. His parents, Brian and Annette, channeled their grief into action. They fought for a change in policy, as initially, law enforcement was hesitant to act quickly since Brandon was a legal adult. Their efforts led to the passing of Brandon-esque law in Minnesota in 2009. This law requires police to begin an investigation into a missing adult under 21, without the previously required waiting period. Today, more than a decade later, Brandon Swanson is still missing. His family holds an annual 5,000 run to keep his memory alive and to fund search efforts. The fields and rivers of southwestern Minnesota still hold their secret. A young man on the phone with his parents simply walked into the darkness and was never seen again. Thanks for watching.